Hearty fraternal greetings and good wishes to all the brothers and the sisters. The Yoga Path of Master CVV essentially consists of the triple principle explained in the morning. Prayer twice daily, observing the Master in all that one encounters in life, tending to be a giver than a receiver, Receiving is inevitable, but attitude is to give. These three are enough according to him. That would enable transformation of a son of man. As you practice these principles, on the way you pick up many other principles effortlessly. When you see the one in all, you tend to be neutral. The essential principle of yoga is neutrality. In all that you see, in all that you listen, we stay neutral. This quality slowly emerges from within. We do not react to situations emotionally. There would not be any disturbing reactions from our side. On the contrary, we try to respond. Reactions are replaced by response. Neutrality enables us to gain this. We are willing to listen. Things said pleasantly, things said unpleasantly. Neutrality absorbs it. We are willing to listen the praise and the criticism without getting excessively affected. We tend to be silent towards the praise and towards the criticism. When we are not affected by praise, we will also not be affected by criticism. Praise and criticism are common in the world. In criticism, what is to be seen, to be learnt, will be learnt. In praise, what is true is accepted without being flattered. If we swell by praise, we shrink by criticism. Like this, pleasant situations or unpleasant situations do not cause too much disturbance in one. Disagreeable situations, agreeable situations do not disturb immediately or significantly. In all that, one stays neutral and tries to see what is to be done. That's all. In situations of loss and profit, in situations of comfort and discomfort, in situations of respect given, indifference shown, in all situations one stays stable. These are the measures to show if one is progressive in the path of yoga. Whichever is the yoga path that one follows, if he sincerely follows, one tends to be neutral. Neither left nor right energies would have an impact when you are in the center. That's what he said, comfort or discomfort, pain or pleasure, loss or profit, likes and dislikes. Gradually get neutralized. How do they get neutralized? After all, we are human beings. We do get affected in mind. We do not get affected when we hold in the mind that all that is approaching you is divine. All that is encountering you is Brahman. All that is happening with you is to train you, to season you, to make you strong. Generally, our past karma visits us in the present. Past karma visits us in the present. That's how we face events. We created acts of consequence and the consequences come back to us. When you stay neutral, the consequences get dissolved gradually. If we do not stay neutral, the consequences produce in us reactions and there will be further consequences. If someone calls you a fool, take it and dissolve it in you. Don't respond to it by some other unpleasant utterance or unpleasant action. It's over. It's over. If this is happening with us, we can say that we are following the path of yoga. If the other calls you a fool, you call him 10 times a stupid. It continues. We see this in the lives of initiates, but we do not see the principle behind We just praise them, glorify them, and do not follow them. In the life of Krishna, so many criticized him. His answer to all criticism is smile. Yes. In the life of Buddha, when he is moving in time from place to place, someone came up to him and criticized him left and right. Unsparingly, the person came and criticized. The ones who followed him, they were disturbed. He was not disturbed. At the end of the other's fury, he smiled and said, "Thank you," and moved forward. At the end of the day, the followers asked him, "Master, it's very unfair the way he did it to you. Our blood was boiling. And you thank him? You could have been silent. Why did you say, 'Thank you'?" Buddha told the followers, all these years I am moving to meet him somewhere so that the past is cleared. Now it is clear. So this is how he demonstrated somewhere in the remote past something done by him out of ignorance caused the consequence, and it has come back in the form of that person, and for nothing he criticized. Apparently for nothing. But Buddha knows why the other man is so furious in his criticism. Because there was a consequence. Today, by accepting it and thanking him, he neutralized it. That's the end of it. This is what is given by Moses as tolerance. Tolerance. The very first commandment. Isn't it? This is what generally people lack. When you step into yoga, you are equipped to tolerate. How are you equipped? The one who is criticizing you, in him you see the Brahman. The one who is antagonist to you, you see the Brahman. Then you remain strong, not to re-attack, but to absorb. This absorption causes neutralization of karma. Master CVV said, "I shall neutralize your karma when you follow the three principles." The secret behind his neutralization of karma is through the second principle. You see the Brahman in the other. whether he praises you or whether he criticizes. You see the Brahman when he ignores you. Is it possible without seeing Brahman? Not possible. This leads us, neutrality is the first quality we get when we see the one in the one whom you encounter. When you do not see the Brahman or the Master in the other, the natural tendency is to react. That's how neutrality is established through yoga. The tolerance of a master of wisdom is very high. The patience of the wise one is very high. Only two things from the standpoint of the law of nature are not tolerated. One is wickedness, another is blasphemy. These are the only two things that a wise man does not tolerate. The rest is tolerated. This tolerance enables to transcend karma. Master CVV promised, I shall neutralize all your past karma so that you stand liberated. When karma is neutralized, and no new karma is created through the principle of neutrality. Every day gives you progress. You do not move in circles. The circular movement, the third law, is replaced by the spiralic movement of the second law. We cease to be the rodent round the mill, moving around and around and around and around. Through this, he helps us to neutralize the past and also not to create the future consequences. The student learns that his life is to respond to events that come to him. He learns not to create situations. If at all he creates actions of goodwill. He initiates actions of goodwill. When actions of goodwill are initiated, he is not attached to those actions. He carries out the actions dispassionately. Success or failure relating to the actions is not affected. Acts of goodwill, not always they fructify. For an act of goodwill to fructify, There has to be, firstly, impersonality of the one who initiated it. Secondly, the dimension of time and the dimension of place. According to time, according to place, an act fructifies or does not fructify. If it fructifies, it benefits the society. It does not fructify, it does not benefit the society. It has no other consequence. I have seen Master Geseke working with that principle. If it is not fructified, I am not the loser. If it fructifies, I am not the gainer. Certain good intentions, when they do not manifest, a student of yoga is not perturbed. He gives his time, he gives his energy, he gives his resources to it because he does it in goodwill. It fructifies, it is good for others. It does not fructify, but the intended good for others did not happen. Such is the attitude of the student of a yoga. In anything that he does what he is to do. He has no particular ambition or intention to ensure that it must fructify. At one time, Master Geseke wanted to write a book on Tantra. There is an encyclopedia of Tantra consisting of 1,000 strophas. Students insisted to learn from him. He taught them. Students lost interest on the way. He stopped teaching them. When he taught, he also prepared the notes, which is 1/10 of the whole text. After 15-20 years, someone asked him, "Why did you not complete?" It was only demanded to that extent, and therefore it has come to that extent. People asked, would it not be nice if we complete the other 900 and make a book? The Master said, even now it is nice. When it does not come as a book, still it is nice. Whatever is taught is ignored, to me it is still nice, he said. I have come to do my job. Those who receive, they receive. If they don't receive, I am not worried. And those who receive, they forget, I am not worried. This is how neutrality teaches us a dimension of detachment. You do with full intent every little act that you do. It's a fruition or non-fruition. You leave it to Brahman. It is his will that prevails. Is it not true that, Father, thy will be done? Whatever he wills can happen. When students asked for a wisdom, he took it as the will of the divine, that he should teach. When students disappeared, he took it as well as the will of the divine. Students are generally very enthusiastic. They ask, but half the way, one by one they drop. Once I saw him teaching to 3 or 4 very old ladies who do not even understand anything. I saw him teaching as if he is teaching to a crowd. I asked him, Master, what is this? He said, young men have asked me to teach this. In the beginning they were 100. Now I am left with these 3 old ladies. And they also don't have any other thing to do. So they do it here. But to me it's a joy because it is the will of the divine that I do it. I teach until these 3 come. If they don't come, I take it that the divine doesn't will. See, all his interactions he related to the divine, not to the beings. How beautiful it is. How beautiful it is. Even if there is one, I will teach Kumar, he said. If that one is also not there, it means the divine says, thank you, you don't have to teach. Teaching is not, I have not decided to teach. I teach when people seek wisdom. I give medicine if people seek medicine from me. I have no particular. To be available is the state of a yogi. He has no particular program. It is the program of the divine that remains as his program. The will of the divine motors him. That is the state of yoga, which you beautifully learn when you work with the second principle. Please remember. The second principle is the sum and essence of the whole wisdom. The whole wisdom. Why I am saying this is, we don't have to create consequences. We respond to events that come to us in life. This is what we learn, and we learn tolerance, we learn patience. We tend to be poised, and we remain equally poised. 2 of us once went to the seaside in Visakhapatnam. We were engaged in some conversation. You know, on the seaside, there are some vendors who come and sell things. Normally we don't eat. But one vendor came up to us and said, Sir, why don't you buy some of these eatables? I asked the master, shall we buy? He said, yes, we have to buy. He came all the way for us. Not that we need food, but he needs money. So let us buy. So we bought something. As we were speaking and eating, a dog came there. It was looking at us. The master said, let us feed the dog. It is for the dog we bought this. See how divine wills to feed a dog and uses a yogi. See, like this you can see different dimensions even in this world. We don't need huge miracles. This is a miracle. Unasked dogs come to us. Once a dog accompanied me when I was in a walk, in a park. I was walking. It's a dog of good breed. It has bruises on the body. Normally I make 3 rounds for 1 hour. It also walked with me for 3 rounds. Then I went to my car. It also followed me to the car. I was surprised. It must be belonging to someone because it's a high-breed dog, high-quality dog, full of bruises, maybe bitten by the street dogs. It not only moved around along with me for 1 hour, it followed me up to the vehicle. So I thought, let me see if it wants to accompany me. I opened the door, back door, it jumped into the car. I accepted. I drove home and went into the house, opened the door, it came out. I told my family members that it came on its own, so we have to take care of it. We took it to the hospital and we ensured that the street dog bites are all cured. And it was such a lovable dog, the whole family was in love with it. After 10 days, the owner who lost this dog, he was in search of it. He came to know that the dog is in our house. He came to us and said, Sir, this dog belongs to us. We have been searching for it. Over time, my family is very depressed that they have lost it. I said, take it, it's your dog. But my family members also felt that 10 days love that was exchanged between the dog and the family was so deep. They felt that as if they are losing something. I said, let the dog go. It is their dog. Let it go. Touch wood, after 6 months, the owner came back with a pup and said, this pup is the son of the other dog. It gave 4 pups I thought I should give the first pup to you. That's how it granted his son to us. And it stayed with us for 11 years. Which most of you who have been visiting India may have seen it. This is how it happens, just to say some episodes. Because when we speak of these principles, they seem to be somewhat foreign to us. But they happen on a daily basis in our life. If only we care to see the Brahman. When you tame a dog for 11 years, you get a habit that if this dog is gone, you should get another dog, isn't it? But if you bring a dog, you are bringing karma. If a dog comes on its own and you are feeding it, you are clearing karma. Can you see this? Can you see this? If you choose and bring something, it could be a problem. Many times the choicest things that we bring home bring us problems. Why can't we learn to accept things as they come and do our duty to them? Is a lesson that we learn through time. Things come up to us and we have to see our duty in it and respond to it. That's how slowly you learn to respond to life but not to create situations. Then life just flows like a river flow. When we create situations through choice, not all times we are wise enough to choose. We may choose a problem. Without our choosing a problem comes, why should we additionally choose and have problems? There is already karma of the past which comes to you and you have an obligation to it. You have to clear that obligation. You cannot escape from it. If you escape, it comes back in greater measure. We may learn from books about discharge of obligatory karma. Obligatory karma anyway comes to you because you have a bounden duty to discharge it. Over and above that, if you choose some more, it is your choice. It's your choice. This is how things happen in life. Sometimes people send horoscopes to me. I have been trying for many years for a life partner. I have not been successful. How do you see it? Depending upon the degree of the desire, I answer. When there is no chance, you cannot directly say that to cause depression to the other. We say we will try. It doesn't mean that there is something. After some time you will say, better make the divine as your life partner. Some horoscopes, they are better off if they continue solo. If they insist and marry, they would create consequences. Likewise, there are horoscopes. These are all true stories I am rendering without giving details. Where definitely there is a partner, and the person comes and says, to me this marriage and all that is not there, that program is not there in this life. They decide. You can't decide whether you have a program to marry or not. Your karma has already set in action. I know one member who said, for life, I prefer to stay stable, single and stable. And she showed the horoscope. I said, I wish that it is so. Meaning it is not so. Touchwood, in a matter of 2 years, she says, I found a soulmate. Not a soulmate. Many times people say soulmates and all that. When you are a soul, you know who a soulmate is. When you are living as a personality, how do you know the soul and all that? This business of spiritual husbands, spiritual wives is all bunkum. Don't believe in it. Those who know what is spirituality don't speak of it. Those who do not know and who are in emotions, they speak of spiritual wives and spiritual husbands. All husbands and wives generally happen with karma as basis. It's already decided. That's why there is a saying that marriages are made in heaven, meaning made in the heaven of karma. It can be heaven or hell. Many times, after marriage we know that it is no more a heaven, isn't it? Many experience, the general experience is the married man tells the unmarried one, don't marry. Isn't it? But the unmarried says, you think like that because you are through. Yes, he says, because I am through, I am telling you don't marry. But until he marries, it itches him, isn't it? Like that we are all married. So she came back with a soulmate. But it is not so. It's not a soulmate. After marriage, after a few years, they departed. If it is soulmate, will they depart? It is some visitation of karma. It comes and goes. So let us not decide in that manner. We generally decide like that. But contrary to our decision, life happens, don't we see that? We decide one way, things happen in another way. We all look for happiness. How is it that unhappiness also visits us? Who wakes up in the morning to invite unhappiness? Does anyone do it unless he is sick? No one wakes up in the morning to invite unhappiness, to invite problems, to invite pain, to invite unpleasantness. No one would do it. But does it mean that it doesn't visit sometimes? Are there not occasions where some unpleasantness visited us? Some unhappiness visited us? Some unwanted thing happened with us? Don't they happen? Are we the ones who decide? We may decide, but still the two will come. There are moments of happiness, there are moments of unhappiness. So it's a flow. Life is a flow and you get your share according to what you have done in the past. This knowledge is very important. When you know that, what is due to you will come to you. What is due to you will visit you, whether you escape and stay in the forest. There is a story. A man who was to be married left home and he settled in a forest, only out of fear of marriage. But ultimately, he married. He finds someone in the forest itself. See, he had to go to forest to find his life partner. See how nature. Don't we see people going to other nations and finding their spouses? In our group also there are people cross Atlantis to find their partners. Isn't it? People cross nations to find their partners. What is it? Are there no men? There are no women in their own nation? How do you see that? Don't you see a past connection in it? Tomorrow we are witnessing a marriage. It's a marriage of Sagittarius and Gemini. It's an axis. Isn't it? Germany is ruled by Gemini. Spain is ruled by Sagittarius. How beautiful it is to see Sagittarius and Gemini finding an axis. They are male-female. They are a pair. Does it mean that in Spain there are no more males and in Germany there are no females? That's why life is a journey full of surprises. They can be pleasant, they can be unpleasant. We wish them to be pleasant, but they can also be unpleasant. So therefore, why can't we stay neutral and respond to events as they come to us? Why do we choose? Choices don't work. This knowledge you will gain. What is due to you will come wherever you are. Your bounty comes to you wherever you are. Your lot, pleasant or unpleasant, will come to you wherever you are. So this dimension of karma is better understood and accepted and worked out. When we follow the second principle, on one side, we are not creating further karma by being neutral. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna informs Arjuna, whatever you propose, you have to dispose. If you follow me, it is my responsibility. Arjuna accepted because he knows that Krishna knows better. He said, I will follow your advice throughout the war. After 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the Son of Man was inclined to follow the Son of God. the war is on. On the way, there was a strategy by the other side to divert Arjuna from his elder brother so that then they can catch him. Once the elder brother is, when the king is caught, the war is over. The war is over. The king is the eldest brother of Arjuna. So the other party plans a strategy that as long as Krishna and Arjuna are aside, besides Yudhishthira the king, they cannot catch the Yudhishthira. So the other party makes a strategy. By that, two warriors challenge Arjuna on one day in the morning, as the war begins. And Arjuna starts fighting them. Slowly, those two brothers fighting with Arjuna try to drift away so that since he is challenged, Arjuna would follow them. Thereby distances himself from his elder brother. Krishna said, fight from here. Don't drift away from Yudhishthira. If they are challenging, you fight. But in your fight, in your response to your challenge, you cannot ignore your king. But they challenge him in such a manner that his pride is affected. They tickle his pride and try to. Then Arjuna says, no, Krishna, I'll defeat them very fast and come back. Krishna says, if that, thy will be done. Thy will be done. So he drifts away. Drifts away. Then the other party, others are, they can win over. Only Arjuna and Krishna are the problem. So they came up. Fortunately, the sun set by that time, and according to the law of war, there shall be no continuation of war when the sun sets. So the king was saved. Krishna tells Arjuna, see, but for the cooperation of the nature, you would have lost the battle. To me, it makes no difference. You lose the battle, you win the battle. But I suggested not to do it. But you proposed, your proposal, you have to dispose. Next day again, they challenge. But again, the seed is in him, the seed of pride. He is drifted. The others come near, try to catch him. But then the son of Arjuna, he stands by and sacrifices himself for the sake of the king. Whose son is gone? Arjuna's son is gone. That night Arjuna was unhappy. He said, I am your devotee, I am your follower. I surrendered to you. How is it that I lost my son? I said, you haven't. You did not follow what is said. You chose on your own. You did not follow the course. You as a warrior has to support your king. That's more important than satisfying your pride. So this is how even the best of disciples, when they get into choices, that's why Krishna demonstrates a choiceless life. Rama demonstrates a choiceless life. Most of the initiates in their life, you see this. This is a demonstration of neutrality by which we do not create karma, and we continuously, through events of life, neutralize the karma. Neutralize the karma. This is one principle by which he neutralizes karma. This third principle also contributes to neutralization of karma. When someone seeks from you, you tend to respond and share with him. It also releases you from karma. You can be proactively offering your resources. This is what is called dana. Dana means donation, exactly. Same root word, dana, dar. We have a lady called Donna. Donation. It's a virtue by which you conquer. Conquer what? Conquer your karma. People have expanded themselves into realms of supermundane through extraordinary demonstration of dana or offering or donating. The donor, when voluntarily donates, he is also clearing karma. Some of you may know the story of Bali in scriptures. Today we have an island in his name, Bali. Bali, they call it. It is Bali. It's a king who could win the grace of the Lord by his extraordinary act of donation. It is wisdom to offer. It is ignorance to receive and accumulate. Ignorantly people accumulate, amass and hoard it. The wise ones give away. As much as you give away, you are tending towards the positive pole. As much as you are gathering material, you are tending towards the negative pole called the south pole. There is a travel to the south pole, there is a travel to the north pole energetically. Energetically you can move upwards in your own being. Sahasrara is the north pole, Mooladhara is the south pole in us. As much as you offer, so much you move upwards in your awareness. As much as we gather, so much we go towards the south pole. At the end of the day, or at the end of the life, a balance sheet is drawn for everyone. Did he give more than that he received? Or did he receive more than he gave? Material accumulation causes conditioning because matter conditions. Therefore, discharging material through donation is wisdom. Not only that, when you receive wisdom, it is an accumulation. To give away is to release yourself from the buddhic plane. There are, as I said yesterday, there are beings stuck in the buddhic plane. Therefore, a yogi, whatever wisdom he has, he abundantly distributes. Be it buddhic plane resources, or mental plane resources, or emotional plane resources, or physical plane resources, keep distributing. When you start, what did the third principle, what is the third principle in the yoga? Be a giver but not a receiver. The very first meditation Master CVV gave in occult meditations is, remember the sun, he is the giver. Isn't it? Because he is the giver, he shines forth. The giver shines forth. He receives but gives. He receives from higher circles and gives to the lower circle. Likewise, every planet, it receives and gives. That's why it shines forth. The beings on earth, if they do not wish to get stuck with the earth through its gravitational force, there is a key to it. Tend to be a giver. There are many who have no opportunity to have daily food. So think of giving in terms of food. Food givers are blessed. Cloth givers are blessed. Education givers are blessed. Health givers are blessed. It's all giving. Giving food, giving clothing, giving education, giving wisdom was never a business before. It was never a business. That's why in India, when we do Guru Pujas, it is with this spirit it is done, wherever. Those who wish to conduct Guru Pujas, they offer themselves. And those who participate in Guru Pujas, they are free, they can offer, they don't have to offer. The continuous contributions made for Guru Pujas by some members have seen them growing well in terms of yoga. It means the more and more you tend to give. Not only money, energy. People who work day and night, they are giving their energy. People who give their time, they are giving their time. Time, money, energy. People who give their wisdom, it's all giving. 12 kinds of yajnas are prescribed in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which lead you beyond in a faster manner. In the sense, you permeate into higher circles. I know there are some members in the group who heal day and night. Day and night. Not with a commercial attitude, but with a view to heal. The third principle of giving clears your karma still further. It clears fast and enables you to move forward. And for those who keep giving, nature identifies them and nature takes care of them. That is how it is in nature. The laws of nature are infallible. which are different from the man-made laws. See, the profundity of these principles we can understand. The second and the third principle of seeing the one in all, leading to neutrality, tolerance, further leading to choiceless living. They would all gradually happen with you. It's not that you try to pick them up. It's a natural process. And the third principle, enabling you to move into higher circles from mundane circles through your spirit of offering. Prayer is also a form of offering yourself to the Master. Prayer to the Lord is offering yourself to the Lord, not seeking from the Lord. Offer yourself to the Lord fulfills you in every aspect. That's why Master Geseke always used to say, pray to offer, pray not to seek. Pray not to seek. There is the beauty of transition and transcendence in these principles. That's how in just 3 principles, a lot is embedded. Prayer is an offering of yourself. When will I get clairaudience? When will I get clairvoyance? When will I get visions? That's not prayer. Not to get, but to relieve yourself. That's why Master CVV, you may read many of his sayings which I have given from time to time. If you wish to gain or get anything, do not pray for me. Let your prayer be an offering. Because through offering, you are enabling everlasting solutions. By seeking, you are getting into an everlasting conditioning. You see the lives of any world disciple, there are so many lives. They demonstrated a spirit of offering themselves to the divine, but not seeking from the divine. You offer yourself, you are taken care of. That's the beauty of offering. So prayer is an offering. The last principle of giving is an offering. Prayer is an offering of yourself to the divine. The principle of giving is giving your resource, sharing your resources with the surrounding life. Tyagena ikena amrita manasahu. That's how the Vedic statement is. The one who offers himself to the state of being sacrificing himself is immortalized. Is immortalized. Amrita manasahu. Amrita, you all know, the drink of immortality. So therefore, the Master suggests that we pick up these 3 principles into our lives, and in our own little way, we demonstrate it. It's not that we try to do like a big initiate. It looks impossible. You see the river the huge river. It seems to be so huge. But go to its birthplace, its inception. The stream is even feebler than the tap water. At the birthplace, the stream is feebler than tap water. But on its coursing, as you keep coursing, so many other streams join the stream and it becomes, on the way, a significant stream. Later becomes a big stream. Later becomes a river. Then becomes a huge river. What is happening? You be coursing with these three principles in a humble, simple way. That's all. Don't see at the end. See the beginning. The beginning of the river is so humble, so simple. You get into the beginning of the life of great beings. It's all very, very, very simple. You know, the huge multinationals which are serving over centuries in business, you know how they started? In a small room. In a small room, in an insignificant place, by an insignificant group. But how did they grow? To serve the community for centuries together. If you start with due principles, cardinal principles, in a humble and simple way, man, insofar as he courses with these simple principles, man becomes a Mahatma. That's how men have become masters. You see the life of Mahatma Gandhi. No one could ever think that he could do it when he began in the simplest of the simple way. You see the life of Nelson Mandela. These are all lives with humble beginning, with essential cardinal principles. So is the case with yoga. So is the case with yoga. A great task has humble beginning. So when we see the lives as they have unfolded into great beings, it looks to be awesome, impossible to reach. But it is possible. It is possible. Provided you maintain continuity with these three principles in our own humble way. Be humble, be continuous, be pursuing these three principles, and it unfolds. It unfolds so much. It is so true. Could you ever imagine an accountant like me teaching all over various dimensions of wisdom, giving out books? Is it possible for an accountant? For a non-Vedic scholar? Who made it possible? The one behind. It was so simple when you read when I read first time the life of Master CVV. I said, let me see if I can work with this. It's not that I have really worked so great, but even now, it's a surprise to me when I look at my face in the mirror. Are you the one who is teaching? No. Are you the one who is writing? No. Are you the one who is healing? No. Are you the one who is giving interpretation on these charts? No. Such a variety of activity, as an accountant, no one could imagine. My own colleagues cannot imagine. They say, how you do all this? It's a wonder. I said, yes, the wonder is behind. I am like you. Not that I am a great example, but I am some example. Because a living example can be shown. I can speak of Master Ike, Master Amen. They demonstrated the same principles. That's the beauty. You go to Mexico, you can interpret their symbols. You go to Mayan civilization, Incan civilization, or you go to Israel, you find the wisdom, because it is shown by the Master. When you see the Master everywhere, he reveals. If you want to see all by yourself, you only see with your eyes of flesh and blood. So everywhere it's a revelation, because you are only making pilgrimage from place to place, meeting souls. Meeting souls. Every soul has its tail as personality, isn't it? Personality is the tail, soul is the body. It's the major portion is the soul, but they also carry their personality. I am not worried about tails, I am only worried about the substantial part of the being, that is the soul. This is how you continue to be a student and you make pilgrimages to meet the soul. All this happens, and so many acts of goodwill could happen, not because I am a billionaire, but what is done could not be done even by billionaires. So how is all this becoming possible? Simple principle. You follow these three principles and make sure on a daily basis you are with them. Keep seeing the one in all. Give what you have. And be connected through prayer. Offer yourself to the Master through prayer. Observe the Master in all the members whom you see. That's why there is an instant smile. Once our brother Hubert's son, her daughter, he commented, she said in a jocular manner, when he was going to these group lives, she said, are you going to the same man who is always having such a enlarged mouth with a smile? Who is like this? Smile is natural when you are able to observe the Master in others. Otherwise our own face will appear. Smile is a means of contact of the soul, which happens so very naturally. It's not that you strain yourself to keep a smiling face. Smile unfolds the awareness. It transmits the consciousness. So all this is possible when you see the soul. See the soul, offer whatever you can. Spare others, spare not yourself. And offer through prayer to the Master. Never ask the Master, When will you give me immortality? When will you give me Brahman state? Don't even ask the Master. Offer yourself to the Master, he takes care of you. When you are in the lap of the Master, you are already Brahman. When you step down from the lap, you are an ordinary mortal. When you are on the lap of the Master, the wisdom is at hand's reach. We don't have to recollect from books. Recollection happens. We don't have to strenuously prepare the talk, paragraph it, and make a mental presentation. 25 years. In so many places, I went on speaking, I don't know what all I have spoken really. But when people say, at such and such a time you said like this, immediately it comes. See, these facilities do not belong to your little memory. When you open yourself to a great reservoir through offering, many things are possible. Many more things become possible. So that's where the beauty of the yoga is. So many things come to you according to the need. According to the need. So therefore, on this MayCall day, we recollect the three grand principles of the yoga of Master CVV and reorient, resolve and proceed with it. Proceed with these three principles. That is the very purpose of a MayCall. So that the Master calls on us and then gets work done. Gets work done as per his will. And your will tunes into his will. And his will becomes your will. So, this is all different, a repetition but in a different way. Every year I sing the same song, but it's a different tune. The tune is set by Master. The script is the same. Three principles restated for recollection so that we try to get back for the year to come to perform these three principles in our life. So much for today. We may have a pause for 7 minutes. And please come back and join us for the prayer to offer ourselves to the Master. Thank you for patient listening. I always wonder that with how much patience you all carry, that you listen to me and you have been listening to me from so many years. I wonder, if I am in your position, I don't know if I do it. But you have been so kind, and I am really thankful to you in the name of the Master. Thank you.